Come on down to Cinemassacre Video, where selection is the name of the game. We got comedy, drama, action, horror, movies for kids, movies for mom and dad. We got the newest releases, the hottest video games, even Laserdisc. Our friendly staff is always there to help out, and with our state-of-the-art database software, it's easy to find exactly what you're looking for, even if it sucks. Cinemassacre Video in the Voorhees Memorial Shopping Center next to Caldor.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, all the classics. You got the Blockbuster Presents series, Halloween, Night of the Living Dead, and Bigfoot and Witches.
I want to see that. It should be Bigfoot versus Witches, though. That I would watch.
That'd be amazing. Hey, what's up?
I am so sorry. I was supposed to deliver this like an hour ago, but I had to stop for McDonald's for some reason.
Okay. And that's because you rented Mac and Me.
Mac and Me, yeah.
Of course.
Something after watching this, I really needed McDonald's, so I'm sorry I'm late. Oh, is this your Coke? Can you mind if I just have a little bit of this?
Sure.
Right. I just really wanted a Coke. I'm just out of breath. I had to run here. Do you guys want to talk about Mac and Me?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love Mac and Me.
I don't really want to talk about Mac and Me, but
you guys are talking about Mac and Me?
Yeah. So Mac and Me is like, there's a genre in the 80s. It was like, boy befriends an alien from outer space.
Yes.
You know, like you got batteries not included.
Yep.
You got
Flight of the Navigator.
Flight of the Navigator. And what's that other one with the
Nuki.
Spielberg?
Nuki. Yeah. Isn't that one of them?
Oh,
Nuki.
okay. Yeah.
I think it starts with an E.
It starts with an E, something like that. The Reese's Pieces. Because you always got to have like product placement in all these these friendly alien invader movies.
Not ringing any bells. Oh, E.T.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes,
E.T.
yes,
Yeah. The little Spielberg film.
Yeah. It's okay.
It's okay. It's no Mac and Me.
It's no Mac and Me.
So in the 50s, you usually had like these like aliens that are trying to take over the world, like War of the Worlds. But you also, at the same time, in fact, in 1951, you had The Thing from Another World, which is the bad alien movie, and then you had the good alien movie, which was The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah.
And The Day the Earth Stood Still was basically like the aliens trying to save the world from ourselves, from destroying each other.
Yeah.
But then you had this genre where like a lot of filmmakers had grown up on those movies from like, because it was like 30 years after. Or it was really Spielberg. Once Spielberg and Lucas sort of like revitalized the science fiction movies, then you had like this wake of, these family-friendly kind of...
I think Lost in Space might have had something to do with that, because they had weird alien pets and like the robot with the little kids. So I think maybe it started there.
With the original series.
It was also like society was changing, be more environmental, be more wholesome and all that kind of stuff, so that kind of helped. But Mac and Me I actually really liked, especially as a kid, because, E.T. was, I was born in '84, so this was my E.T. And let me tell you, I got the clamshell, which is awful, and I have the DVD, and the Blu-ray's coming out soon. I already have a couple reservations.
So
I pre-ordered the Blu-ray. I'm very excited.
Is the Blu-ray actually coming out, or is this a joke?
Yeah. The Shout Factory's doing it.
So you have your own copies, and you just brought them to the Are you donating them?
I keep my Mac and Me copies here just in case anyone wants to use them.
Oh, okay. You love the movie so much.
Well, I assume more than one person's going to come in and rent it, so I want extra copies.
That's true.
I'd be curious to see what these bonus features are going to be on the Blu-ray, because I hope there's more with Squire Friedel, who was Ronald McDonald in this movie. And I had always heard of this movie. I had never seen this movie until just this week. And I had always heard of this movie as being the McDonald's like 80s movie. And then I start watching the movie and I'm like, where is McDonald's? And it's in there, but it's like way into the movie.
It builds up.
I have a whole thing to talk about the McDonald's dance scene. But this movie wasn't funded by McDonald's. You assume it would be because Ronald McDonald's in the trailer.
There's a lot of product placement. There's Coke.
It's huge on Coke. In fact, the aliens only drink Coke. Like on their alien world, they drink Coke with straws. So. But no, it wasn't funded by McDonald's, or maybe a little bit. But when they come dancing out of the McDonald's later in the film, you see a truck in the back, which is Golden State Foods, GSF.
Which nobody ever noticed.
Which is the distribution company for McDonald's food. So it was funded by the transportation division of McDonald's. But not McDonald's itself, because they're probably playing a shell game.
Yeah.
like this clamshell.
Did it pay off? Did they make a profit on this movie?
I heard it did awful. In fact, the script for this movie was written in a hotel when they were doing pre-production.
There's no way it did, because there would have been a sequel, and they tried to set up a sequel definitely for this.
They definitely did.
And I remember seeing that as a kid, and at that point I hadn't even understood the concept of a sequel yet.
Yeah.
That was actually the first time I ever heard the word sequel, because I watched it with my mom when I was like 5, like on video or something, and I'm like, what's that about? Like, we'll be back? Like, does that mean there's going to be
like a
more?
threat?
She goes, oh, that means there might be a sequel. And there never has been, and I never even like thought about this movie much until now.
Well, aside from me holding the flame for this film, Paul Rudd, you know, Ant-Man and all that stuff, he always shows this as the bait and switch clip when he's on Conan. He shows where the kid the kid in the wheelchair falls off the cliff and the alien comes up as his joke reel. Yeah. But there's so many better scenes in this film to show about how awful this film is. From the McDonald's stuff to the ending to the opening, every shot of this movie makes less sense than the one before.
It really
is. This is a movie that is one of those so bad it's good. Like I had a good time watching this recently. Like there was a lot of moments just watching it by myself. I laughed out loud.
Do any of you remember? Did they ever even say Mac like in the movie?
Yes. It's. I think the scientists say it when he's coming out of the machine in the beginning or whatever. E.T. is extraterrestrial. Mac is mysterious alien creature. Everyone thought it was Big Mac, and he does wear a McKidd shirt. But
I thought the whole movie is gonna be like Mac. Or whatever, but it's not.
Yeah, they never. I don't think they ever call him Mac the Kids.
No.
It's like a Marvel superhero movie where you can't say the name of any of the.
But it's not just Mac. It's not just the little alien with the kid. There's a whole family of aliens. They're on Mars or something.
There's actually like a bit too many aliens. I think they have like 3.
There's a sister, a mom, and a dad.
So there's 4 total, but there's 3 that are like lost in the desert most of the time.
Yeah.
And then you have. I was going to call them Mac, but I guess they're all mysterious
alien creatures.
Yeah, but the funniest thing about this movie, I thought, was the expression on all the aliens' faces, because
they had to fit the straws in all their mouths.
Exactly. But then that also brings me to the question: if this is a product placement movie, like, okay, if you watch a commercial for Coke or something, you know, like somebody drinks the Coke and then like they have this big smile on their face, like this is the best thing ever. But the alien's like, hey, you want a Coke?
It looks terrible.
Do you want some McDonald's?
Well,
it's like, what's that supposed to tell you? Like,
here's the biggest problem with this movie is the alien creature is so unlikable. It's so like
it's so weird.
It's so horrifying. And then and then the parents are even scared. Like that shot when they're in the desert and they're like silhouetted and whatnot. If you were to like make that black and white and throw it in the middle of a David Lynch movie, it would be terrifying.
There's so many people.
There's some really scary parts in this movie.
There's a ton of videos on YouTube where people like, you know, edit Mac and me into a horror film. Because it's so easy. Remember, at the end, there's all that fire, a helicopter crashes. It's
Mac's dad has a gun and he's just shooting it randomly.
The little kid in the wheelchair is gunned down.
Yeah.
Like, that's horrifying.
Wait, isn't it like an explosion? Like,
an explosion.
But either way, the kid like dies.
Which that's another thing.
There is a spray of gunfire.
So,
okay, wait.
Let me talk about the. Okay, go ahead.
I want to rewind because I do want to talk about the effects. So, in the beginning, there's an alien world. It must be a moon of Saturn or another.
I thought it was Mars, but okay.
It's something. And the little rover thing lands, and it's taking rocks, and it starts sucking up rocks and stuff. And somehow, the physiology of these alien creatures, they get sucked into the machine. And they're just in there
and
as
that's so stupid. Like,
and we know that the aliens use straws or something to. The inside of this planet is made of Coca-Cola because that's what they drink.
How do you know that it's Coca-Cola that they're drinking?
Well, because that's all they can drink on Earth, so I assume it's a very similar product.
The kid says it like it must be what they drink on their planet.
You might make a point. It could be a Pepsi planet. I didn't think about that.
Oh, it could be. But that actually is in tune with other similar things. There was a Halloween special called The Last Halloween, like in the early '90s. You probably know about it. It's basically like it was like early CG.
Oh, so it's good. I like it.
Oh,
it's weird.
Oh yeah.
It's like a Hotel Transylvania precursor.
Basically,
it was a Cartoon Network movie, right? It was 3D.
No, it was like it was early '90s. It might have been. I mean,
I don't remember.
I don't know what. I almost feel like it was like a primetime channel, like it was like it was like an ABC or something. But anyway, these aliens, they come to Earth because they ran out of candy on their planet, and that's what I was thinking it was going for with Mac and Me, was like that he goes to Earth to get Coke, but it's not really like. Yeah.
By the way, the daddy Mac, the Big Mac Daddy, like he gets sucked up, and then he grabs his family. And sucks and brings them along. Like, why? You don't know what's happening. Why would you grab your wife and kids and also put them in the machine?
It's weird because you have that family unit,
Daddy.
Big Mac Daddy.
I like that name.
Mac Daddy,
the dad alien,
Mac Mama. So you have Mac Daddy, Mac Mama, Mac, and Mac's sister.
That's funny.
They're on the planet, and I guess they're the only aliens on this planet, or there's a city somewhere, or they all just wander around like creeps.
Yeah.
By the way, you just move like that. They like move. They do.
Oh yeah, like they're always like.
So they come to Earth. They come out of the machine and they escape. And Mac goes home with the kid. It gets sucked in the vacuum. There's a lot of things, but the effects of the vacuum.
Well, the vacuum, it's like
pretty cool.
Yeah, like and then when it starts off and you know when you watch a movie after that long, after like 30-something years, and you see like parts, it kind of you remember something that you saw as a kid.
Yeah.
And I distinctly remember that part when in the beginning when the little alien, the main one, is like running across the highway, and I think like a car hits him or something.
Yeah.
And he does this spin, and it goes into like these Looney Tunes type physics.
Yeah. It's like bouncing off and shit. Yeah.
And I think he's like getting stretched at one point.
Yeah.
And
when he goes out to reach the Coke at McDonald's, he stretches too.
And it bothered me as a kid because it's kind of, the alien's sort of cute, and I'm kind of disturbed that this.
That he got hit by a car.
Yeah, he's like getting hit. He's taking all this abuse, and it's like this little tiny, like pudgy little
cute
baby.
Little
Like, I mean, sort of
like
cute, but
he's the only one that's a little bit cute. But the other ones are all really fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's amazing at the end when they put them in suits and clothing because they're taking their citizenship test. They're becoming Americans.
Okay, since you brought that was where I think the hardest I laughed at that movie was like they're in that like courtroom thing or whatever the fuck that is.
They're inducting them to be citizens of the United States of
like,
America.
But there's this specific shot, and it starts off. It's like this big. I think first the shot like it dollies sort of like into the guy. The guy's doing that.
It's
like
a Hitchcock
shot.
Yeah,
and then it starts to orbit around the guy, and it's this boring shot, and this guy's like, I will uphold the Constitution of the United States, and he's doing that, and then as it comes around, then you just see that one alien in the back in like a suit, like, and
there's a tie.
It is the funniest thing. Like as soon as that thing.
And the wife is like at the 1950s like fucking pearl necklace and shit.
I was gonna say,
funniest thing.
Spoiler alert, on the back of the DVD it shows them in the outfits.
Oh, that's the shot.
That totally ruins it. Why would they put that on there?
Nothing can ruin it.
But then
you can't ruin it.
But then on the VHS they're like naked doing their weird dance, and on the
so speaking of this, so like E.T. Exactly that. E.T. has the fucking finger, right, with the glowing thing. Yeah. Like Mr. Spock, he's got, like
he's got a thing.
All the aliens, their thing, like, it's like this Y-shaped thing. And there's a point in the movie where like the little kid, you know, James
is losing it.
Do you know, like, I guess there's a part in E.T. when like something happens, the little kid finds out about the heart or the finger. There's always like a
yeah.
In this movie, the little kid I don't even know his name. The little kid finds out about like this is the thing, and they had this weird scene where the kid's like, and the alien's like, like it's the worst part of the movie.
Because in E.T. they do the thing to heal him, and it makes sense like that. And this they're just like doing the Wu-Tang symbol. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh my god!
So the movie's fantastic.
I will say like two positives about.
They have that like the mouth is like the weird mouth.
So let's talk about Ronald McDonald.
Okay.
Oh my god! We didn't even get to Ronald McDonald. So Ronald McDonald is in the movie.
Yeah. No, not only that.
It's not like a guy playing. It's like it's Ronald McDonald.
Okay, so hopefully we can show a clip from the trailer. He's in the trailer saying it. So there's two director chairs, and it's Ronald McDonald, and it's one for Mac, but Mac isn't there. And Ronald McDonald's like, "Hey, has anyone seen Mac?"
Yeah.
Hi, kids. It's me, Ronald McDonald, and I'm on the set of my very first motion picture ever. It's a movie called Mac and Me, and it stars my little friend from outer space here. His name is Mac, and I want to introduce you to him. Mac? Anybody seen Mac?
Mac and Me is a great film by me, Ronald McDonald. And they're like, Ronald McDonald the makeup, and he's like, makeup? Me? And it's amazing.
Well, I also have to say about the Ronald McDonald, so there was all different actors that played Ronald McDonald, and I think, as far as I know, other than the commercials, we all, you know, our generation grew up with the Ronald McDonald that's in this movie. I feel like this is the only feature film where... So the actor who played Ronald McDonald that we all knew was Squire Friedel.
Yeah,
and it's amazing to me that he's in the fucking movie.
So to go back to childhoods, did anyone ever have a birthday party at McDonald's?
I did.
I went. I never had one. I went to one, though.
When I was a kid, McDonald's was like amazing to go to, and you get a toy. It was like an experience. It wasn't like nowadays, like, oh, drive through. I got my little. Back then, like, your friends had birthday parties there. It was like the center hub.
Never but it wasn't like in this movie. This like
but that's why in the movie it like when you have a birthday party at McDonald's, Ronald McDonald wasn't there.
No.
Yeah.
Imagine you have a birthday party at McDonald's, like, oh, I'm here, and Ronald McDonald comes down from his silver chariot in the sky. Like, that'd be amazing.
And that's what I thought, like, as a kid. But then I'd go to McDonald's and it was nothing like that. And I'm like, where's Ronald McDonald? Like, isn't he like it's almost like Santa Claus. Like, he can be in every place at once.
Cooking in the back.
My McDonald's birthday party was, so they had some like rings set up, and there was like a little ring toss, and then there's a tree in the background, this crappy fucking creepy ass tree. And they're like, go sit by the tree, little boy. And then you go sit by the tree, and you're just like sitting there, like what? And all of a sudden the tree's like, hey, and you're like, Jesus Christ. And he's like, knock knock. And you're like, who's there? Tuba toothpaste. Ah! And it's a McDonald's employee in the back, like speaking into a fucking microphone.
I thought you were having a fever dream as a kid. Like, there's this creepy tree that gives you memories. I would give anything to go back in time as my current self to your birthday party at McDonald's. I bet it was hilarious.
It was amazing. Yeah.
That's what you would do in time
better than anything
I wouldn't go back and stop wars and stuff. I would go to Mike Matei's birthday party and just watch from far away.
You switch bodies with the employee. You just traumatize them.
Yeah.
You could be the guy on the
Kill
fucking
your
thing.
parents.
Yeah.
The thing
I'd be even more messed up than I am.
But that scene, so it's basically has nothing to do with. There's no plot, you know.
The McDonald's dance scene.
Yeah, they just walk in and everybody's dancing. Imagine trying to go into a McDonald's and order something and everybody's dancing.
Okay,
like, it's not no function.
You have
McDonald's.
to.
Like, that's just going on.
Yeah.
All right, the rest of this review is now just talking about the McDonald's dance.
It's really all we can do.
Okay, so let's bring it up. So Mac is in a teddy bear costume,
which mimics the E.T. ghost suit.
Yes, which is filled with microchips.
Which Ron McDonald comments on, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, nice teddy bear or whatever it was.
Nice teddy bear, kid. And he runs away. And none of the kids there... Remember, we said
You're
that
a very good Ronald.
If Ronald McDonald was at your birthday party, that's because I'm a clown. If Ronald McDonald was at your birthday party, you'd be wigging out. You'd be like, oh, I can't believe he's here. These kids are just like... Yeah,
Ronald again.
Yeah.
They're like, move out of the way. We're going to show you these dance moves that we've been practicing for 8 months.
Okay, so they get in their station wagon. The mom, Mac, the kid, and his friend, the girl, who's like the
fucking annoying. Yeah.
She's a real bossy girl. And they get in the car and they drive to McDonald's. And as they pull up to this McDonald's, it's already a dance party. They're dancing in the parking lot.
They're already having a good time.
The producer's kids are staring right into the camera, and there's like kids this big, and then hip hop gods. Like, those are the two people here.
What about the football team?
Because the dance, like, because
we'll talk about them.
Yeah, because this dance, it's like, you know, it's been that long since I've seen it, since like the movie, like, because first came out on video. But I always heard about it since, like, oh yeah, there's this McDonald's dance scene. I'm like, yeah, I kind of remember that. I don't know. And then when I saw it, I'm like, wait. This isn't just a dance scene in McDonald's. The dance happens out in the parking lot.
And not just that. Like, so when you're watching the dance scene and the windows in the back, there's people in the background outside the store doing backflips off springboards. like just show slow-mo. People just flying by. And then you have all these cliques in the McDonald's. You have the ballerinas.
The football team.
The football team. The guy with the mustache looks like my dad.
Was it your dad?
There's the hip-hop dancers. There's just so many... It's like a high school. It's like Save the Last Dance or one of those movies. You got served in a McDonald's.
You forgot one person. Apparently, Jennifer Aniston is in that scene.
Her first film.
And then a couple years later, she was in Leprechaun. And a couple years later, she finally, made her name with the Microsoft VHS tape that you have in your office.
The how to use Windows 95 tape.
Microsoft's 5th floor. Ladies' modems, children's shareware, and our bridal peripheral salon.
Wow. Taskbars and email and shortcuts, oh my.
Taskbars and email and shortcuts, oh my.
Okay, so the mom drops off the kids at McDonald's, because I guess you just leave your kids there, bye.
Yeah.
And there's a party going on, and everyone's fine with Mac because he's in a teddy bear costume. Mind you, the creepiest, scariest teddy bear costume
terrifying.
And why does that kid just have that fucking costume laying around?
No, the thing is, I think he had a normal teddy bear, and they cut it open and put Mac inside. So
but it's huge.
Yeah, I know.
Right. They're like, great teddy bear kid. And he's moving around, and all the parents are like, wow, he must be like, is that a robot? They're like, oh, there's microchips in him. And everyone's like, yeah, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Mind you, it was 1984, 85.
Yeah. And this teddy bear is like up on the counter, like dancing.
Doing dance moves.
By the way, for some reason, Mac, when Mac is just Mac, when he's just Mac,
I guess he's Mac.
Yeah. When he's just, out of the suit and everything, he's real jittery and
He's like
he looks like a really poorly puppeted puppet. But for some reason, when he's in the bear suit, he's got real fluid movements.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's almost as if they put a little person in a suit.
When they're in the house and he's like sitting there and they're like, oh, he's kind of sick, give him a Coca-Cola. And then there's one scene, he's got like a million like straws lined up. Then later in the movie, like he's like, and then they like drive the car or whatever. And then they get to a bunch of fucking windmills and they're like, it's like the worst line ever. He's like, oh, the windmills, just like the straws. It's like, get it.
It's weird because there's so many great sky shots. Like they show the minivan driving with horses and
the cinematographer is,
Oh, the fucking horses. That was so stupid.
the cinematographer is actually pretty good. He did Spaceballs, The Goonies. He did a couple other like bigger movies. Then he moved to TV. So this movie has some good cinematography and has great music because Alan Silvestri did the score.
It's because Golden State Foods can buy anyone.
Yeah. But I want to mention.
Oh yeah, the music actually reminds me a lot of Gremlins. Actually.
Yeah, which I wonder if did Silvestri do Gremlins? Check that tape right there.
We got it right here.
Oh, do you? I got it. We got two of them.
But while we're talking about that, Alan Silvestri did the music for Mac and Me. He reuses
Jerry Goldsmith.
He reuses his score from Predator in a couple scenes, but he changes the key.
The Predator is a mysterious alien creature.
That's right.
This could be the same universe. The Predator's a bounty hunter.
There's like a few notes in it. The Gizmo song, like
yeah.
They actually do that here, but only the beginning part.
And they whistle.
Yeah, it's like
oh my god.
So let's go back to McDonald's.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I didn't mean to derail from the McDonald's scene.
So someone lifted the roof of McDonald's in 1988. The movie came out, and they took the 80s and they dumped in a John Hughes film. And they stirred it up.
Wait, this was 88.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't have been 5 then. I must have been like 8 at least.
Yeah, so I was 4 when this came out, so it was a big deal for me. Yeah, so a few things happen. So they all come in and everyone starts dancing because now it's a big dance party. And in 3 seconds, so everyone's sitting in chairs, the ballerinas, the football players are on the side, and these people are doing these like break-in 2 moves in the middle of the floor. And in 3 seconds, they cut away to the older brother who sucks, the worst actor in the movie.
Yeah.
In 3 seconds.
What about Harriet from Small Wonder?
She's terrible too.
Yeah.
The best actors in it are probably Mac, the teddy bear. So
when he's in the teddy bear,
the mom's good. But so in 3 seconds, they clear the entire floor of chairs and tables.
Oh yeah.
So they're dancing and the ballerinas are sitting there. 3 seconds later, 1, 2, 3, boom! Everyone is. Now it's a full dance party.
Choreographed.
Yeah.
Choreographed dancing. And they start zooming in on, like, there's just one little girl dancing and, like, jumping around. They start zooming in on her a little too much, like it's one of the producers or director's kids.
Yeah.
And it's just like they hold on everyone a little too long. And at the same time, the FBI or whatever have a cage that's hanging out the back of a Cadillac. And they're just going to grab them and stuff them in there. So you have the men in black there, too, mixed in with the dancers getting angry. It's the most amazing scene ever. There's a song that only plays there. I think it might have been made for the movie.
Oh my god,
it's so good.
You know, we were saying we've never seen a McDonald's like this. Maybe someone needs to start the dance. Has anyone tried to start a dance in a McDonald's?
That would do it.
I have, yeah.
I think I'm gonna try it, and I'll let you guys know how it goes.
as quickly as the dance party starts,
yeah,
they leave the McDonald's and they you know, he gets chased down the hill. It just stops. The music stops hard, and then the chase music starts in. Like, the McDonald's scene never happened.
My favorite thing about the chase scene is the wheelchair kid stunt double is clearly like an older man with a
from
wig.
the back. Yeah.
And like the wig is barely fighting to stay on his head.
The arms are like hairy.
He's got like really like toned arms and stuff.
Was that the scene, like, before he crashes into the Sears where his mom works, another brand deal?
Yeah.
Before he goes in the Sears, is that the dog scene or is that another scene with the dogs?
The dog scene is a different scene.
Okay, because there's always animals, and they never explain Mac's relationship with animals.
Yeah, Mac just, in one scene, decides to drive a little tiny car, and every dog... One of the dogs falls.
He's in the car, yeah.
Did you see that?
No.
The dog, when they're, like, turning the corner. The big dog, like, just, like, takes a dive, and then gets back up, like, is that dog okay?
You know what doesn't make sense? How does Mac know how to drive, and how does the dad know how to drive a 1950s pink Cadillac?
Where did he get a pink Cadillac at the end of the movie?
And I want to point out, he just got his citizenship. He doesn't have a driver's license yet. Especially in California. The laws are pretty strict out there. I don't know. This movie is...
bad.
There's a moment I want to mention. Like, it's toward the end when they're, like, at the gas station. There's a girl drinking, like... which is like a green can, like might be a Mountain Dew actually. Or
owned by Coke,
but
no, Pepsi.
Oh, that's Pepsi.
Oh, is it Pepsi? Okay.
Well,
so she's drinking. It's in that scene, and then like she looks out the window, and like the alien is like in the car next to her.
Yeah.
And then like reaches through and like grabs it from her, and then flips her off. And
yeah.
That scene was weird because I'm expecting her
really briefly.
Yeah, I'm expecting her to be happy and look around. And she like kind of smiles, and I'm waiting for her to like scream because it takes her a minute to realize.
Yeah,
but then it doesn't happen. So if he never broke the window, she would have been like, "Oh yeah, aliens are in that car."
That's
whatever.
Well, I took a screenshot while I was watching.
Oh my god, he is flipping her off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And like, okay, it's probably like
accidental.
Accidental, like, you know, flip off, but you gotta like freeze that shot and just like
here it is.
Can that be the thumbnail for this? in the corner of the
Yeah. There's like the scene at the end of like Devil's Rejects with like the guy coming out of the fire and they set the house on fire.
Yeah.
And then there's like I think like Halloween 2 at the end, like Michael Myers like in the fire.
Yeah.
The image that's more so than McDonald's scarred into my brain after watching this is those aliens like coming out of the fire. I'm just like I'm watching them, so I'm like, she's like, this is legitimately terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
How can you go from like McDonald's dance scene to this like horrifying?
And
awful.
If anything, the actions of them saving the child and using their weird whistle powers and stuff, that gives me more reason to lock them up and chop them up and do autopsies on them and turn them for science, not give them citizenship papers. I mean,
oh, and by the way, so the kid died, all this shit goes down. The aliens go into like a store, and now it's almost like they are fucking robbing a liquor store. They walk out, the dad's got like a bag of beer, whatever, and he's got a gun. They're holding up a fucking liquor store, and he's like,
it reminds me of this scene from Natural Born Killers where they're looking for medicine. Have you ever seen Natural Born Killers?
Yeah.
At the end, they're druggingly, they're like drugged out, and they're like beaten up, and they're walking through like the store. Yeah. It's a shot for shot from that film.
So they just hold up a liquor store. Then there's this big explosion. The kid is now dead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that explosion scene, we can talk about. There's. All right, before I say it, let me just say that there are good effects in the movie.
Yeah.
There are some, like sometimes when the aliens are under the right kind of lighting, it looks good. You know, their ears can move with the animatronics, the eyes can blink, but the problem is the mouth never changes.
Yeah.
It's limited. It just doesn't. It's not able to do enough. It's just a weird look to begin with. But anyway, the one effect that really sticks out is when that building explodes. Yeah. There's the kid in the wheelchair right in front of the building, and you know what I'm talking about? They
it just sits there.
It's I've never seen anything like this in any. It's one of these things. I've never seen this done in any movie ever. But the wheelchair is just like a black cutout, and it's on top of the fire, and like the flames, like
it's like a silhouette.
It's like a complete silhouette where like the flames aren't even reacting. It's clearly like just this cutout that got stamped on top of it. I've never seen a worse effect in any movie ever.
And you've seen a lot of bad effects.
Yeah.
So right after that, so the kid's now in the wheelchair, in that silhouette, whatever. So they bring him down there, and the mother comes over. It's like, oh, he's dead, he's dead. After all this shit happens, then the aliens come back out of the fire, and they go up to like revive him or whatever. But don't you think like there's all like the government and all that? All those guys, they're just like fine with it, and the mother especially, she's just like, oh, all this shit's going on. I don't have a problem with these aliens now coming over to touch my now dead son. Yeah, they just happen to know.
Oh, just trust him. Trust him.
Yeah, just trust this group of weird aliens, and then so then they put their hands down on the little kid, and it's
E.T. by the way, same type of thing.
And but not only that, the mother and everybody else like puts it like, oh, we'll all use our powers to bring him back, but it's kind of like, how do they know? There's no conversation. Yeah. The aliens aren't like, okay, everybody, now what we need to do here is like...
Yeah, it never happens earlier. It's not like an E.T.
There's
like,
no setup,
like there might... I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen it.
Exactly.
But doesn't like Elliot like cut himself or something?
That's where that came from, the owl.
Yeah, but then don't they like... They introduced that earlier in the movie?
No, they did introduce it when they went...
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't just use their healing power to heal themselves when they were in that cave. That cave scene is terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
When they go in the cave and they're just corpses, like...
With Mac Daddy?
Yeah, Big Mac Daddy.
Mac Mama.
Mac Mama.
Yeah, Mac Mama and Mac Sister.
Mac Sister.
When they, Sister Mac.
Sister, that's better.
When they go
Mac.
into the... Like, imagine you're in the desert, and you're like, I want to see what's in that cave, and you found those corpses. That'd be the most horrifying...
Well, I mean, I
would never be able to sleep again.
It's like an E.T. when E.T.'s all pale white and like in like when the scientists are taking him, like that was scary too.
Yeah, but at least you were happy when Mac Daddy came back to life. I was like, this is bad. Like, no, keep him dead. It's horrifying. I don't want this thing to come back to life. It's so terrible.
Boy, is it a weird movie.
Yeah.
I want to see a sequel.
And the thing is...
it would never live up to it.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way any movie could be made like this. Again, it's like it only exists like in its own time.
Capsule of time.
It really is. Like, you just could not be... You couldn't make this without it being, like, too self-aware.
Well, they said they'll be back. And
they did.
I tend to trust...
You know
Golden State Foods and bringing this. What's funny is the question is at the end where the cartoon balloon blows up and says we'll be back. Is that like a real shot? Like it's coming out of the alien's mouth and became the size of the city
because he pops the thing and then like you see that animated thing where it's like okay. But didn't they just pop it? So why? I guess he just blew another one.
So that's not the worst shot. It's the silhouette. That's the other worst shot.
I guess because that's like animated. Wait. There is the shot. This isn't as bad, but the shot when the kid falls in the wheelchair.
Yeah,
and
the water.
See, like, dummy. He's like attached to the wheelchair. So he doesn't come off of it, but you just see the whole thing fall. And the instant it hits the water, this like composited head of the alien comes up right in front. Yeah. And it's like immediately after, and then you see his face like. Yeah. And if you just show that scene, like just on its own, and just say, "Hey, you know, check out this clip," without telling.
Well, that's what
Paul Rudd does every time he's on Conan. He just shows.
I might have seen it. Yeah. That might have been where I first. Well, not when I first seen it. I seen it as a kid, but like,
positives from this film.
Was there any reason? Was there any reason to have the horses running? I'll get you a positive.
That is a positive.
No, but is there any reason to have the horses running other than a shot for the trailer? That has to be in the trailer.
Anytime you show a horse from like the back and you just see the horse ass with like the tail and you got that music on, it's like, what the fuck?
I feel like they were out in the California desert and they had to film this thing by the windmills. They're like, hey, are those wild horses? Chase them. We're just gonna film it. Like that's what happened. Like I doubt they got animal handlers and were like, "Hey, go."
Yeah, those horses were pretty close to the car, and I don't know if this movie had the best stunt team.
Okay, legitimate though. Like good things about the movie. Yeah. For me, the nostalgia of going back and being able to see a Sears and a McDonald's in that time period, like actually moving footage of it, is kind of cool to see.
I thought like the kid in the film actually has spina bifida. Like he's actually in a wheelchair, and I thought it's cool that they used, someone who's disabled as a disabled character rather than just putting some actor in a chair.
That happened again recently. A Quiet Place did that. That girl is actually deaf in that movie. So it's always cool when you see a movie do that because you don't really...
Again, this movie's very progressive.
It's very progressive. Yeah. I only like the cinematography and the music, basically. But speaking of Sears, you just reminded me. How weird is it when the mom turns to that really old guy who works there and she goes, "So how long have you been in lingerie?"
How long have you been in lingerie?
It's one, like, that old guy works in the lingerie department of Sears. And, like, before you get a chance to think about it, like, the Men in Black and the kids run in. But I was watching yesterday. It's the first time I ever noticed it. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
I actually, to preface, I didn't watch this film for this review. I just know all this stuff about it. Because I was going to wait for the Blu-ray release to watch it again. It just stuck with me because this
on
is
Blu-ray. I bet that silhouette shot you'll probably be able to tell like, the cutout even better. It's kind of like when you watch The Wizard of Oz, you know.
Like if it looked like that. Oh, you know another weird thing. Let me tell you about this. Is that when I was watching it, first of all, I'm like, okay, I gotta find Mac and Me, and I think this is before you sent me. Like, I think there was a YouTube.
Yeah, I gave you a file.
Yeah, but before that, the first thought I had was, well, I actually paid money to rent it, but who cares? But anyway. I looked on Netflix, it's not on there. Like Hulu, okay, not on there. Amazon Prime, it's not on there. So okay, cable is always my last resort. So I just look on my cable on demand. It's like, okay, it's there to rent for $3.99. Sometimes when you find an obscure old movie on like your cable service, it's like a weird file where it might like glitch out sometimes. And 3 times while watching this, not only did it glitch where it froze, it completely fucked up the whole cable box. I had to like restart everything and like unplug it and 3 times, and every time I did it, the movie would go back to the beginning. So I had to keep, and I'm like, so I put in, it was like some effort to watch this.
You're speed running Mac and Me.
Yeah, but I was like, I have to finish this movie. I have to finish this.
Maybe Mac was stuck inside your cable box.
Yeah, you ever think about that? Maybe he got sucked into the cable box.
Maybe he got sucked in the cable box. Yeah, I bet Comcast or whoever is really keeping the great file of Mac. I mean, someone transcoded it like garbage 20 years ago. That's why I'm excited for the Blu-ray. The thing is, Shout Factory, I think, they had to do like a pre-sale for it because they didn't think they'd make enough money to make an initial batch of copies.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure when this film's going to come out because I'm not sure if they sold enough copies to do it, but it says August, and I don't know when this thing's coming out.
Does it just say August? Does not give you a year? It's like it's coming out August. Any August.
Any August.
I don't know. Maybe it's a 2017 and I'm still waiting. But, they did a lot of good work on the Pee-wee stuff, I think, and a few other things. So I hope they can get me my Mac and Me in Blu-ray.
I hope so.
It'd be the only Blu-ray movie I own that's a joke. Because all my other ones are like, things like Terminator 2, Jurassic Park, Casino, stuff like that. But I bought that thing in a second. I was like, yes. I should have added 1,000 copies so they'd actually print it. I don't know.
Well, that's all I gotta say.
Oh, did you have a positive or not?
Oh, sorry.
Well, my positive is that, E.T. may be the better movie, but Mac and Me, the entertainment value is through the roof.
You know what? I'd rather watch this again than E.T.
I would rather see this than E.T.
Well, when I get the Blu-ray, we can have a special screening.
Which is going to be a commentary.
Well, I'm really hungry. All right. Anybody want McDonald's? I just really want McDonald's.
You know what? I'm kind of in the mood for a Mac attack.
Yeah. I need to get some new shirts. Maybe I'll stop by Sears afterwards. Stop by Sears, and I forget the rest of the product placement, so I'm going to leave now.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola.
Oh, yeah, Coke. I'm going to pick up a big thing of Coke.
Yeah, a new shirt would be good because I forgot to change it for this episode, so that's great.
Bring me back some Coke.